Lucy was the best dog for our family. She was fun and loving, not the brightest,
brilliantly and adorably stupid.
but she added some comical relief for us, so that was a lot of fun.
Her mannerisms made me think a lot about Forrest Gump, like she was the Forrest Gump of dogs.
She was also just a great companion, and just petting and loving on Lucy could make any day that was sad happy.
We adopted Lucy when I was 9 years old. We rescued her from a puppy mill when she was 3 years old, and we went to meet her a couple weeks before we adopted her. We went to the foster house she was at, and I mean, she liked us and we liked her right away. I think the couple weeks between meeting her for the first time and actually having her come home was the longest couple weeks of my life.
When we first got Lucy, we got her because we had a Cavalier named Charlie, and we were told that Cavaliers should always have a buddy. So we went ahead and got her for Charlie, but I think as it turned out, we got Lucy for us too.
Charlie died about a year and a half after we got Lucy, and Lucy loved Charlie. Like, they were well together most of the time. Like I said, Charlie liked to take her food sometimes, but aside from that, they got along. But yeah, Lucy loved Charlie, but she was also fine on her own, because once Charlie was gone, she was the center of attention at our house, and she didn't really mind that at all. Like, when Lucy was still pretty young, when she was like 6 years old, we uprooted from Alabama and decided to move to Taiwan for mission work.
Bringing an animal to Taiwan is harder than bringing a person. And it took us a lot of kind of research to figure out everything that we needed to do to take her.
Lucy was a great traveler. I was pretty nervous having our first big travel with her, being a 16-hour flight.
2 rabies tests, 180 days apart.
She had to ride underneath our seats in a dog carrier.
We had to get her blood drawn at the vet.
She had to stay in the crate for the 16 hours.
And the blood had to be sent to a lab in Kansas.
No food, no water, no way to go to the bathroom.
We had a microchip in her, but she had to have a different microchip in her.
We ordered some little doggy diapers.
So she ended up having 2 microchips in her.
She did an amazing job.
We had already bought our plane tickets before we understood that 180-day rule.
She barked maybe once or twice as we were descending. I think her ears were starting to hurt her.
And we ended up having to change the plane tickets to 7 days later.
When we got done, she just walked off the plane, and then she just became a world traveler.
Yeah, the first city we lived in Taiwan was a small city called Taiwan. Lucy liked living there. It was just a nice, kind of like more tropically feeling environment.
I would take her on errands sometime. Like, I would walk with her down to buy fruits and vegetables at the fruit stand, and the lady there loved seeing her all the time.
That I know of, there were no other King Charles Cavaliers on the island, so people would see a dog they had never seen before, and Lucy was such a beautiful dog that people were drawn to her, and so they just loved to share their love with Lucy, just wanted to pet her and bring her treats and all kinds of things.
And so Lucy had friends around town. We would walk with her to the park, and she would love playing with the other dogs at the park. One time we lived in a townhouse with a small little yard that wrapped around it, and our neighbor's house was a little bit lower than ours, so their kitchen window was up kind of just above our yard level. So one time Lucy was out there, and we saw our neighbor had opened their kitchen window and was leaning out and petting her and saying, "Lucy." So people really liked Lucy in Taiwan.
On April Fool's Day in 2019, this was a cool joke, Lucy got out of the house. We left the gate unlatched by accident, and she got out of the house and was, roaming around. We didn't know where for a while.
So when we figured out that she had gotten out and she wasn't there, everyone started looking for her.
We printed upwards of 1,000 lost dog signs. We enlisted a bunch of our friends to hang lost dog signs closer to their houses and stuff.
But we didn't find her right away. So there were 2 or 3 nights that she was still gone, so I would sleep downstairs by the door in case Lucy was able to find her way home. That way we'd know if we heard her at all. But unfortunately that didn't happen.
So we got several phone calls of Lucy sightings, and finally we got a call from someone who said that they had seen her on one of the farm roads near our house, or kind of back behind our house. Taiwan is a small town with a lot of farms. So we got lots of friends, and we started walking through the fields near that area where the person had called. And ultimately, we found her just hanging out, sitting below a banana tree. She just panting with her tongue hanging out as if nothing weird had happened at all. And she wasn't surprised to see us. It was funny. It was just another example of Lucy being Lucy.
So the second city we lived in Taiwan was a more traditional, metro city. It was called Taichung.
Well, moving to the big city was a big change because, of course, you have a lot of people who live much closer together and much higher up. So she had to get used to riding an elevator. We lived on the 12th floor, so she would ride the elevator every time we would go take her on a walk.
Conveniently, there was a really nice park directly across the street from our house. So we would take her 3 walks a day, or she would go to pee, but she would also socialize. And, sometimes, especially in the spring and the summer, she would just walk off the sidewalk into the grass and just sit in the sun for a while, just sunbathe.
One of the things that Lucy loved on our walks during the summer months was that there was a large tree that would drop lychees, and Lucy absolutely loved to eat them. I was pretty surprised that Lucy can break it open, of course with her teeth, and get that skin off, and then she could eat the flesh off the lychee and then spit out the seed. So she was super talented at that.
Taiwanese people are interesting. A lot of Taiwanese people have dogs, and the Taiwanese people who have dogs love their dogs and treat them really well. But a lot of Taiwanese people are scared of dogs. So sometimes we would get on the elevator with someone who's scared of dogs, and the person would literally be shaking, moving to the far corner away from Lucy, as if Lucy was scary. That was always really hilarious to us. We couldn't possibly look at Lucy and figure out how to be scared. So that was fun.
She also loved that we had tons of friends over all the time because she was super social.
She also had a talent for scouting out which ones were clumsy and prone to dropping food, and she liked those people very much.
We had a regular pattern of getting McDonald's for the kids on Mondays. Well, Lucy knew that it wasn't just for the kids, it was for her. And on Monday evenings, she knew that the French fries were going to come. And she would just sit there in the foyer waiting for the door to open for the French fries to arrive. And she would be so excited when we'd walk in the door with the McDonald's bag. She would be huffing and puffing and run around in circles around us as we were walking in.
I think she loved all the people in the city. She got to where she had some new dog friends. One of Lucy's favorite things to do would be if we were going to get food. She would always be happy to tag along because in Taiwan there's a lot of different street vendors. And so she could go and smell all of the yummy food.
So after living in Taichung for 4 years, it became time for my family to move back to the United States, which meant that Lucy would have to take another international flight.
Bringing an animal back to the U.S. is a lot easier than taking an animal to Taiwan. We didn't have nearly as much regulatory process that we had to go through, so that was good. The flight, I think, was a little harder for her because she was older and the rules had changed during the time that we lived in Taiwan, and she had to stay under the seat in front of us the whole time, and that's a long flight for a dog to stay under a seat. But she worked like a champ. She did it. We would reach down and just make sure she was okay several times throughout the flight.
So when we moved into our house, Lucy enjoyed the backyard a lot, only 2 steps down to get there. Then it was fenced in and flat, and she could walk all over the yard, which she enjoyed. She also had access to bacon. So some of the people in our family love bacon, and so they prefer the more crisp American bacon over the more soft Taiwanese bacon. So we did have bacon in our house more often, and so when Lucy would smell the bacon cooking, she would be immediately in the kitchen, and she would just hang out in there until she got a piece. So once the bacon was cooked and had cooled off a little bit, we always let Lucy have 1 piece, which she really, really super loved. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Winston.
Happy birthday to you. Here, eat up your candle. Oh, Lucy.
Did she put it on the floor?
Yeah, that's what she does.
Winston's still smelling it.
Lucy and Winston loved each other. Winston is a little energetic Yorkie. He's my mother-in-law's dog. And whenever we would visit, or whenever they would come visit us, they had a great time together.
Winston. Lucy was definitely the more dominant of the two. I believe that Winston respected her age.
It was really funny. Whenever he walked in the door, it's like Lucy lost like 3 or 4 years, and she was a little peppier and wanting to play and kind of go outside with him, and they just had fun together. They definitely enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah, Lucy definitely acted younger when Winston was there. She was more playful, and when it was time for treats, she was ready.
So what Winston would do, he'd get excited when he saw me and would walk up right to my feet and then roll over on his back so that I would scratch his belly. And Lucy saw him doing that, so Lucy would walk up to me and kind of unceremoniously fall onto her back and be like, scratch my belly. So I started to scratch her belly too. But yeah, Winston definitely taught her that because she didn't do that until she met Winston. Come on, Lucy. You got it. Yeah, there you go.
So this past winter, it got cold enough and we had snow for about a week, and so this was something that our family hadn't seen in a very, very, very long time. And I don't know that Lucy had seen snow. I'd say she probably couldn't remember the last time she had ever seen snow. So she was excited to go out back. She kind of walked around in the snow. She was really funny. She would pick up her feet really high, like not too sure about it, but she still wanted to see what it was all about because she was interested. So she'd walk around in the snow a little bit. We had snow for about 4 days, and then it melted. And I think she was like, why is the ground not white anymore? So that was definitely a new experience for her, and one that she would not have gotten in Taiwan because it's too warm there.
So Lucy ended up dying in July 2025, which was about a month before I left for college, which, it was fairly sudden. She had been getting older, so it was on the horizon, but I thought it was still on the horizon and not like, that it just wouldn't happen as soon as it did. Like, I assumed that I would be away in college when she died, and honestly, that might have been easier would have been easier for me to grieve that way, but that's not how it ended up happening. But I'm thankful that I was here for Lucy's last days on Earth, that I got to be there for her and that she could just enjoy her life all the way until the end.
Well, Lucy had been getting older, but the day she died, we definitely weren't expecting it. It was really sudden, and it was hard for us. We were grieving. We loved Lucy so much. We couldn't have asked for a dog that was just more perfect for our family than Lucy. But even though it hit us hard and it was sudden, we figured it was better that she died the way she did, because she could have it could have been unpleasant for her to continue aging and just have trouble getting around, and she ended up dying enjoying what she loves doing, just running around in the sun, enjoying time outside. So it was good the way she died.
Lucy was the best dog ever. So I've met a lot of other dogs, families' pets or friends' pets, but for me, Lucy was the best. She was loving and caring and happy, and she made other people happy. People loved being around Lucy, and Lucy loved her people. Just holding Lucy or petting her, watching her walk around the park or eating French fries, all of those things are really happy memories that I have about Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy, she lived a pretty unique life for a dog. I mean, she enjoyed her whole life. She enjoyed Alabama. She enjoyed living in Taiwan, and she enjoyed Tennessee with its, backyard and Miss Bacon. But I mean, she had a crazy unique life. Like, who else can say that their dog followed them halfway across the world and then back?